With students now allowed to bring their phones into schools, what is going to happen to the phone trucks in front of the school? Want to know how to quickly get that perfect body for the summer? Jalen Jetter has some tips on spring fitness training. And we got the scoop on college basketball. The grade 8 starts right now. It has been said that students are now allowed to bring their phones into schools. Now, what's next for the phone trucks they used to hang out around before school starts? With more information on the story, here's Ebenezer.
March 2nd was the day that students in New York City were allowed to bring their phones into school. It sounds like fun, but to think about it, what's to happen to the phone trucks placed in front of the school? Everybody has a different opinion about the phone trucks being taken away. Here's what a student at Truman High School had to say about it.
I mean, it'll be easier because it solves more problems between people.
On the bright side, with this truck gone, students are now made assured that their precious phones will not leave their sight.
It made me feel good. I don't have to deal with going over there, being with some random ass people. And I got my phone. I just got my phone with me, so it's better.
Reporting for the Great 8, I'm Ebenezer Abwaji.
For all football players out there, spring is officially here. You can go outside and start training on those fundamentals that are so crucial to your success. Here's Jalen with some tips to improve your game.
Spring is finally here. Time to limit the weight room and work on those hands and footwork. Also, there are camps and combines that should have your name on the participants list. Here are some things you should do to seal that starting spot and get your name out there. I've divided the training into 5 crucial categories you need to excel. Here we go. Tip number 5, weightlifting. Weightlifting is number 5 because you should have been pumping iron all winter. Strength is crucial in football and is needed to play whether you're stalking the DB, trying to shed the block, or attempting to make a big hit. If you haven't been lifting, I recommend lifting at least 5 times a week for at least 45 minutes. If you have, I recommend 3 times a week with the same duration. Tip number 4, attend camps and combines. It's as simple as that. Camps and combines are awesome for an athlete by not only making them a better football player, but also by giving them exposure to college recruits and programs. You should be attending as many camps and combines as possible. Although some programs are costly, they are worth it because they will give you the necessary fundamentals needed to further your football career. Tip number 3, speed. Speed is one of the most important things to have in the game of football. If you are not fast, you will not get far, honestly. Working on speed will make you a much more hated player on the field, which is a good thing. As a DB and wide receiver, you will be able to execute and run fast, which will help you every play. Running track and resistance training are good ways to get you faster, but in order to take full advantage of your speed, you will need to work on the next tip, and that is... Tip number 2, footwork. How is the ball carrier able to gain balance after he broke off the hit? How is he able to drag the defender? How is the DB able to keep up with the wide receiver so great? It takes good footwork. Footwork ranks number 2 because without it, you're just a sloppy receiver or DB who can't control themselves. You must stay in them ladders and cut around them cones if you want a better chance to score touchdowns and catch picks. Tip number 1, technique. It's the icing on the cake. What's the purpose of playing football if you have no idea what you're doing? Without technique, you'd just be getting burned or dropping passes, jammed up at the line making your opponent look like a superstar, or honestly just sitting on the bench watching the game from a great seat. Technique is the most important thing in football and is what makes you great at your position. Reporting from the Grade 8, I'm Jalen Jetter.
There are a lot of hit TV shows, but not many are as good as these. Here's Marlon and Stephanie with top 3 must-to-see.
Hello to all you TV show lovers out there. I'm Marlon, and today I'm here to share with you the top 3 TV shows that I recommend you to watch.
Rounding in at number 3 is Pretty Little Liars. Based on the popular book series by Sarah Shepard and brought to life by creator Marlene King, Pretty Little Liars has been a smashing hit. After its premiere in the summer of 2010, the ratings have gone through the roof.
The series follows 4 girls, Aria, Hannah, Emily, and Spencer, whose clique falls apart after the disappearance of their queen bee, Alison de Laurentiis. 1 year later, they begin receiving mysterious messages from A, who threatens to expose their secrets. At first, they thought it was Alison because this A knew secrets only she could. However, after going to her funeral, they realized it couldn't have been her.
Coming in at number 2 is How to Get Away with Murder. How to Get Away with Murder has stirred up controversy with many of its viewers through its suspense and mystery. The series, created by Peter Nowalk, follows the brilliant criminal defense professor Annalise Keating, who gets entangled with a group of ambitious law students in a twisted murder plot that promises to change their lives. The suspense-driven legal thriller have fans going crazy, which is why we highly recommend you to watch it.
And finally, our number 1 must-see TV show is Empire. The hour-long TV drama is centered around a hip-hop music company, Empire Entertainment, whose founder, Lucius Lyon, has been diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. He needs to now groom one of his 3 sons to take over the company when he's gone. The family-oriented drama-packed series takes you on a journey as you witness the scandals and competition as they battle for control over the company.
There you have it, the top 3 must-see TV shows. Back to you guys.
We have our makeup segment. Want to know the key to a natural look? Here's Messiah and Eliza with more details.
On today's segment with Makeup with Messiah, we did a neutral look on one of our members, Eliza. Hope you enjoy it.
Next up, after a quick break, we give you a look at Samsung's next big thing. Literally. Stay tuned.
When I first started wrestling, it was a lot different. It was one of those things where I could tell that I wasn't really necessarily wanted in the room. They either didn't pay attention to me or they pushed me too hard, trying to get me to quit. And I really had to prove that I deserved to be there more than anybody else had to prove it. So more than like the squid who had never wrestled before ever was standing there, a weenie guy where his muscles is like, huh! And his muscle goes down the bottom of his arm. I had to prove more than him that I deserved to be there. And I basically can go in and prove that I can do it better than any person standing next to me, whether they're a boy, girl, or anything in between.
Seems like Samsung has done it again with their next big thing. I have a story on a little insight about their new flagship phone, the Galaxy S6. Today, we take a look at the Galaxy S6 by Samsung, their newest flagship phone. The Exynos has many features that just beat out the iPhone 6. Features a stronger camera. The front camera has an f.19 5-megapixel lens. Cameras take wonderful video with fast tracking autofocus. The S6 lasts up to 12 hours and under LTE 11 hours, while the iPhone only lasts 11 hours with Wi-Fi and 10 hours with LTE. The phablet also showcases an AMOLED display while introducing fast tracking autofocus, wireless charging, and Samsung Pay. This is available in up to 128 gigabytes of internal storage with a base model of 32 gigabytes without any removable battery or expandable storage. Is captured in a new design that makes with a Gorilla Glass front and back with a metal bezel. It is available in 2 versions, the S6 and S6 Edge, which has dual curved screen. will be featured in 4 different colors: black sapphire, white pearl, blue topaz, gold platinum, and an active version is still in production. For the grade 8, I'm Quincy Tellis, and this was Tech Time with Q. Let's talk about some college hoops. The NCAA tournament has started and is more interesting than ever. Here's Lester with some more details.
The NCAA basketball tournament has arrived. Blue Devils, Duke, Wisconsin Badgers, Arizona Wildcats, and Kentucky Wildcats have made it to the Final Four. The coaches and the players and everybody who is involved is excited. Even their fans is excited.
The Duke Blue Devils are in the Final Four. Their team is fearless and is ready for any competition in the game. With Jaleel Okafor on the team, he carries the Duke Blue Devils to the finals and hopes to win the finals. The Wisconsin Badgers, on the other hand, are a fearless team and their players are always focused and prepared for every game.
The Kentucky Wildcats made it to the Final Four. The team has no heart and is ready to kill at any moment, with their star player Aaron Harrison, who averages 11 points per game, leading the Wildcats to victory. The Arizona Wildcats, with a record of 34-4 games this season, with the help of their star player Stanley Johnson, who averages 13 points and 6 rebounds per game.
As we know, many students either do not have lunch or the time to make lunch for school. They just don't have a lunch period at all. Well, here is a quick meal that doesn't require either. Be sure to try that delicious snack. Sadly, there is no time left today. See you next time on the Grade 8.